Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Exile bundle of November 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have INCISION, a brutal, fast-paced, retro-style first-person shooter that throws you straight into a nightmarish world of flesh, metal, and gore. Inspired by classics like Doom, Quake, and Blood, it is a merciless boomer shooter that demands constant movement, sharp reflexes, and precise aim. Hesitation will get you killed, and mercy is a weakness. You'll navigate the grotesque industrial mazes, transform cityscapes, and surreal alien structures while taking on a relentless roster of enemies, from augmented soldiers and ricocheting saw-wielding maniacs to towering otherworldly abominations. Your arsenal is varied, satisfying, and loud. Each weapon includes alt-fire modes, letting you unleash everything from incendiary rockets and flamethrower-fueled explosions to twirling revolver crits and a devastating saw spear. Ammo and extra lives are plentiful, but precious, as INCISION uses a hardcore life system. Run out, and you restart the level from scratch. This adds tension and reward to every firefight, even if the system can occasionally frustrate. The world is visually striking, blending rustic industrial design with pulsating organic horrors. Level layouts are thoughtful, providing verticality, secrets, and set pieces that enhance the gameplay rather than block it. Enemies are aggressive, fast, and deadly, and boss fights, while occasionally punishing, are spectacular and satisfying. The soundtrack perfectly complements the chaos, delivering adrenaline-pumping metal and atmospheric horror. INCISION is unforgiving, gory, and relentless, a must-play for fans of old-school FPS carnage who want a true test of skill. And number 2 we have Drift CE, a hyper-realistic drifting simulator that throws you into the deep end of car customization and precision sliding. If you've ever wanted to build your own drift beast from scratch and take it sideways around tight corners, this one's for you. There is no story here, just you, your garage, and a dream. From the get-go, you're handed a shell of a car, and free reign to build it into whatever monster you desire. Want to stuff a rotary engine into an MX-5, or slam a V8 into an AE86? Go for it. The mechanical side is deep, with every component from hoses to handbrakes needing to be manually installed. It is part meticulous puzzle, part creative sandbox. Once your ride's ready, you'll hit the track, and lightly spin out. A lot. Drift CE is brutally difficult, especially on a controller. The driving is not forgiving, and the physics lean more towards simulator than arcade. But when you finally nail that perfect slide, it is genuinely euphoric. Visually, the game looks solid, with decent car models, good engine sounds, and plumes of smoke as you drift. There's also a satisfying online sandbox mode that lets you build wild cars without worrying about budget constraints. That said, be prepared for a steep learning curve. If you're after an easy ride, this might not be it, but if you live for tuning, tweaking, and mastering every drift angle, Drift CE rewards your persistence with unmatched satisfaction. And number 3 we have Voidwrought, a striking action-adventure Metroidvania that throws you into a surreal, multi-dimensional world full of secrets, danger, and creativity. Developed by Powersnake and published by Quali, this is their first project, and it shows an impressive grasp of level design, gameplay systems, and atmospheric storytelling. You play as the Simulacrum, whom you might call Ibris, awakened inside a pyramid by the arrival of the Red Star. From there, the world opens up like an oyster, filled with multi-dimensional locations, hidden paths, and layered mechanics that reward exploration and ingenuity. Combat is fluid and satisfying. You'll learn to adapt on the fly, whether headbutting obstacles, dodging attacks, or experimenting with a wide array of weapons and artifacts. Each boss fight teaches you to study patterns, adjust strategies, and apply your newly acquired abilities immediately, which adds a strong sense of progression and reward. Ranged weapons, lasers, and special artifacts give you multiple creative ways to approach challenges, encouraging experimentation while keeping the action tense. Visually, Voidwrought employs a grim-dark palette and pixel art style that perfectly complements its eerie alien environments. Each level, from caverns to surface areas dominated by the Red Star, is atmospheric and memorable. The audio design, including sound effects and OST, enhance the intensity of combat and exploration, particularly during boss encounters. At roughly 10 hours to completion, Voidwrought offers substantial content for a first title, though more bosses and extended longevity would have elevated it further. Even so, the game's inventive world, fluid combat, and rewarding exploration make it a must-play for fans of Metroidvania and action-adventure titles. At number 4 we have Beneath Oresa, a dynamic roguelike deck builder that blends strategic card play with immersive 3D combat. Set in the mythical city of Oresa, you'll navigate through treacherous expeditions to uncover the mysteries beneath this once divine realm. Unlike traditional deck builders, Beneath Oresa adds a fighting game flair to its battles. You're not just picking cards, you're positioning your character in a multi-zone battlefield, where every move can shift the tide. Whether you're launching enemies into spike traps or chaining attacks with fluid animations, the combat here feels alive and rewarding. Before each run, you'll make critical choices, selecting a faction, a character, and a companion. Factions, like the virus-managing Tainted Ones, or the ammo-focused Ruinfarers, dictate your playstyle. Companions bring abilities you can unlock by nurturing their companionship during your run. Each expedition offers rewards, but scales in difficulty. You'll face tiered combat, regular fights, tougher elites, and grueling champions. Success hinges on how well you've built your deck, managed resources like injectors and antiquorums, and planned upgrades. The striking animations stand out. Characters flow from one attack to the next, and the battlefield's dimensionality keeps you engaged. These touches make the game feel vibrant and tactile. While some factions can feel easier than others, and your interface can get cluttered, Beneath Oresa delivers a satisfying blend of strategy and action. If you're a fan of roguelike deck builders, this game is a must-try. At number 5 we have New Cycle, a post-apocalyptic city-building game that challenges you to rebuild civilization after devastating solar flares wipe out modern society. You start with nothing, and gradually develop your settlement into a sprawling industrial city, facing harsh environments, natural disasters, and tough decisions along the way. What makes New Cycle unique is its compelling survival-focused gameplay loop. You'll manage limited resources, build infrastructure, train specialists, and maintain citizen morale, all while adapting to sandstorms, water shortages, and disease outbreaks. Every new era introduces deeper mechanics, unlocking automation, advanced tech, and complex logistics networks. The atmosphere is immersive, with detailed visuals and strong audio design helping you feel the weight of your decisions. With that said, the UI can feel cluttered, and it often hides critical production data behind too many clicks. You may find yourself frequently toggling resource views or backtracking to find lost buildings. Managing workforce balance becomes tedious, as key workers constantly die or shift, forcing repeated micromanagement. Expect to restart your settlement more than once. The early game has a steep learning curve, especially when it comes to balancing population growth, health, and energy needs. Wind power is underwhelming, and transitioning to coal can feel jarring without a mid-tier solution. Still, despite its early access limitations and moments of frustration, New Cycle offers a rich, challenging city builder experience. If you enjoy games like Frostpunk or Banished, and don't mind some rough edges, this one has real long-term potential. There must be a future beyond survival, and this game lets you shape it. At number 6 we have Wildmender, a survival adventure and gardening game that blends exploration, resource management, and ecological restoration into a surprisingly relaxing yet engaging loop. You wake beside a dying oasis in a vast desert, guided by a spirit named Vides, who tasks you with pushing back the corruption caused by the evil wraiths. By day you'll juggle thirst, hunger, and heat while tending to your garden, not just for food, but to revive the land into lush greenery. Plant seeds you find on your travels, nurturing them according to their needs, and watch them flourish into a thriving, biome-rich haven, complete with little animal companions. When night falls, the desert transforms. Bioluminescent plants glow, ghostly flora bloom, and friendly spirits wander, offering memories that serve as skill points. Exploration is freer and safer under the cool moonlight, letting you climb, scavenge, and uncover new areas without the punishing sun. Combat is simple, light projectiles, barriers, and dodges, and while it's not the game's focus, enemies drop useful resources. Progression is rewarding thanks to a varied skill system, from survival upgrades to magical abilities and fast travel options. Custom difficulty settings let you tailor the challenge, whether you want a tough survival grind or a relaxed gardening focus. The game's subtle environmental message, restore nature to heal the world, lands without feeling preachy. With its gorgeous lighting, atmospheric day-night cycle, and satisfying balance between cozy cultivation and adventurous exploration, Wildmender delivers a unique, memorable experience. Minor issues like basic combat and no voice acting barely dent its charm. You might come for the survival, but you'll stay for the garden. And number 7 we have Supplice, a fast-paced stylish throwback shooter that channels the spirit of mid-90s FPS games while adding its own modern flair. Inspired by Doom and the thriving modding scene of that era, it drops you into expansive sci-fi inspired levels filled with massive waves of enemies and high-octane gunplay. You step into the boots of a female engineer on a terraforming mission, only to face a universe overrun by biomechanical horrors. Your objective is simple: survive, adapt, and obliterate everything in your path. Combat in Supplice is satisfying and varied. You'll juggle an arsenal of weapons, from industrial drills and flamethrowers to conventional firearms, all of which feature alternative firing modes that let you strategize on the fly. Need cover? Convert your minigun into a stationary sentry. Need breathing room? Expel flammable gas from your flamethrower to create a fiery barrier. Enemy encounters are intense but fair, often requiring quick reflexes, tactical thinking, and an understanding of each weapon's unique potential. Graphically, Supplice shines with vibrant pixel art, colorful environments, and creative enemy designs that balance retro aesthetics with modern polish. The level design is intricate, rewarding exploration with secrets and lore that deepen your immersion. Audio complements the action perfectly, giving each weapon a satisfying punch and heightening the intensity of combat scenarios. While checkpoints are scarce and early levels can feel overwhelming, you're consistently rewarded for learning the mechanics and mastering the combat flow. Supplice is a standout in the boomer shooter genre, frenetic, inventive, and immensely satisfying. If you enjoy classic FPS games with modern sensibilities, this is one adventure you want to dive headfirst into. And number 8 we have KLETKA, a tense surreal horror adventure that drops you and your team into a supernatural giga-complex where survival depends on wit, resourcefulness, and courage. You take on the role of a criminal condemned to the KLETKA, a man-eating elevator that ferries you floor by floor through a labyrinthine, ever-shifting world. Each descent challenges you to explore, scavenge, and survive while confronting bizarre environmental hazards and grotesque enemies. The elevator itself is central to your strategy. You manage its engine, fuel, scanner, and the creature known as KLETKA, each requiring attention and clever use. Fuel shortages force you to feed it meat, scavenged rodents, and fallen enemies, while the scanner warns of both rewards and danger ahead. The engine demands repair to traverse floors safely, and the KLETKA responds to your offerings in mysterious ways that can aid exploration or survival. Exploration is a core thrill. Corridors twist and warp, gravity shifts, and objects sometimes defy reality. You'll gather bottles for crafting, tools, and upgrades, while remaining alert for wall worms, sudden power failures, and deceptive shadows that may end your run. The game rewards curiosity and experimentation, often forcing you to improvise with limited resources. Controls are responsive, smooth, and intuitive, while inventory management and UI remain clean and user-friendly. Audio design heightens tension, with proximity chat echoing in large chambers, and cassette tapes adding eerie or playful background music. KLETKA balances horror, strategy, and replayability masterfully. Whether solo or with up to 3 friends, every descent offers new surprises and challenges. It's a low-cost, high-reward experience that keeps you on edge and immersed throughout your journey downward. And number 9 we have ROBOBEAT, a high-octane fusion of FPS, roguelike, and rhythm gaming that puts you in the boots of Ace, a bounty hunter chasing a rogue robot through procedurally generated music-fueled arenas. You start each run in a central hub, choosing cassettes that set the BPM for your journey, unlocking weapons, abilities, and upgrades as you progress. Every run is a unique combination of randomized rooms, enemies, traps, and explosive hazards, keeping you on your toes while testing both reflexes and rhythm. The gameplay shines in its mobility suite. Double jumping, sliding, wall running, rail grinding, and parrying all combine to let you dodge, flank, and control space dynamically. Combat is fluid and satisfying, with each gun interacting differently with the beat. Firing on rhythm improves efficiency, while higher tempo tracks boost ammo output and enemy speed, forcing you to balance aggression with precision. Chill mode offers a more relaxed experience if you want to ignore the metronome aspect, but syncing your attacks with the music is where the game truly clicks. ROBOBEAT's progression system is robust. You collect blips as currency, upgrade weapons and abilities, and discover chips that shape your builds. While the early game can feel a bit slow due to limited chip variety, the depth grows quickly as you expand your cassette collection and experiment with combinations. The custom music editor is exceptional, letting you import tracks, trim loops, adjust BPM, and even customize cassette appearances, adding massive personal flair to each run. Despite some repetition in tile sets and a slight early game pacing issue, ROBOBEAT delivers thrilling rhythmic combat, deep customization, and a phenomenal soundtrack. If you enjoy fast-paced shooting with roguelike stakes and musical timing, ROBOBEAT hits every note. It is a standout experience that keeps you coming back for more. At number 10 we have Until Then, a non-traditional visual novel that blends pixel art storytelling with light interaction, placing you in the shoes of Mark, a struggling high school student in the Philippines. His life is a cycle of avoidance, barely present in class, lost in online games, until new students arrive and send his world spiraling into something unrecognizable. What follows is a deeply emotional journey of self-discovery, grief, and hope. Unlike typical visual novels, Until Then lets you move through a richly detailed 2.5D world, interacting with people and objects in ways that can feel both natural and purposeful. Every choice matters, even when the effects are not immediately clear. The game's art style is mesmerizing, with characters constantly in motion, brimming with life. The world feels alive too, whether it's the school halls or streets lined with familiar sights and sounds of the Philippines. Everything is crafted with an authenticity that's rare in gaming. Music plays a central role, not just in the narrative, but in the emotions it evokes. Piano melodies and atmospheric soundscapes bring moments of joy, sorrow, and nostalgia to life. While the inclusion of minigames sometimes disrupts the flow, the storytelling remains its strongest asset. Until Then is not just a game, it is an experience, one that lingers long after the credits roll. If you're ready for an emotional gut punch wrapped in a beautifully realized world, this is one journey you will not forget. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle comes in hot this winter with old school FPS carnage, diesel punk brawls, and enough chaos to keep your backlog sweating. If you're craving fast action, buckets of gore, and a DIY loadout, this bundle is an easy good game. Grab your games, stack the savings, and jump back into the fight before the keys vanish. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.